Okay, just give me a minute to kind of check sound real quick. Um, hey, if anybody is watching, hey, how's it going? All right,
Can
I
you
am
hear
checking
me?
sound
How
real
do I
quick.
sound?
Can you speak more? Tell me about your day,
Do you want me to
actually.
speak a little bit more?
Yeah,
Huh?
tell me about your day.
I just woke up. I washed my face. I brushed my teeth. That's my day
Hey, you
in
sound normal,
Tennessee.
by the way.
Okay, good. I'm glad I sound normal. I don't sound like a robot.
Yeah, you don't. This is good. I think I tweaked the problem a bit. So there we go.
Okay, that's good.
All right. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm messaging Julia right now in case she does want to listen.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So last time we talked about how
A
you,
while ago.
yeah, holy smokes, it has been a while ago. But the last time we talked a lot about going into Veralanid and basically
Mhm.
just all that leading up to it, planning this whole thing, the shenanigans that were going along with it, just how much you guys were kind of preparing for this. And I think it's one of those moments where you guys do plan these things out and you go through with the plan, but sometimes this plan just goes like somebody messes up. And
Right.
so yeah, you guys are now going ahead and going to that wedding on the red moon.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. We learned a lot about the different, a little bit more about like who Crimson Bride is, or who Camilla is, the people that's surrounding her, a little bit more about the gods, stuff like that. So
Yes. Yes.
now we're going to the wedding.
Yes. And I believe you all kind of disguised yourself as vampires too.
Yes, yes, yep, we
So
did.
yeah,
I don't have any notes on that, but I do remember that.
I remember you all got like little like sending earrings placed in to kind of give yourself a chance
Mm-hmm.
to kind of talk to each other. Um,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
which was a homebrew, which there are so many homebrews on D&D Beyond that have sending earrings. Um, and so I think I was at the time watching Vox Machina, like Critical Role Campaign 1, and they had
Okay.
something with like sending earrings, and I was like, oh, that's a possibility. Because in my mind, I was already kind of working like, I want it to be like espionage kind of spy, kind of going in undercover kind of thing. And I was like, oh, that'd be great to use. I wonder if they have it on D&D Beyond, like the homebrews. Yeah, there are like pages of them. So it was just having to pick one. So, which you
Yeah.
guys forget that you have, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah, and every once in a while, I'll be like, "Oh, yeah, we have that," 'cause I'll see it in my inventory. I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I have it."
So, yeah, so you guys were using that. I think Cheery was going to go ahead and try to get with a vampire. And so I
Mhm,
think it was Jade he was trying to get with.
mhm.
And you
Yep,
guys kind of all
yep.
noticed it. And that's when Catechus came in and was like, hey, let me do distraction, distraction. And all of a sudden he like rolled in that one. So I was like, she's very much attracted to you. And he was like, oh, he was so, this was still one of those moments where we are still kind of learning about the characters and their sexualities, and I don't think he had yet
Yes,
brought up that he was a virgin. I don't think.
right. No,
Um,
no, I don't think so.
so so yeah,
Because
I think
no one had ever, like any of the outside characters hadn't ever flirted with him or done anything like that before. So I think this was around that time, yeah.
yeah. So he was very much kind of out of his element. I think maybe Fahad and I talked sometime before, just one on one, about how He had first talked about how maybe like Catechus might be like asexual, like he really doesn't have like that kind of a need. Um,
Right.
so he or that desire, it wasn't something that was uh that Catechus was really wanting to have. And that was just who
Hmm.
he was. But then I think he was just like kind of built on that a bit more and was like, yeah, he's also kind of a bit of a virgin too. So,
Right.
which I thought was kind of
Right.
a really kind of interesting way to kind of play with that character to do a different, especially like against like Cheery, who is very sexual,
Mm.
very
Yes.
much. So it was
Yes.
just complete opposite, complete opposite.
Yep. Yep.
Um,
Well,
so
and
yeah.
also too, like what we've, later on when we meet Kat and stuff like that, or Katarina or whatever, it 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 doesn't skew things like it as an outside person for me, but it more like, oh, so you're a virgin, yet like the way that he's attracted to her and the way that she's attracted to him, it's like it's very different.
Hmm.
It's very different.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So and I think once we get into more of the dynamics later on of Cat and Cat, it does kind of explain it a bit more, just how very traditional he is with his village background too,
Yeah.
which I
Yeah.
think kind of plays well with his character. And
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I think who was it? It was Mercy and Catechus who went to go after Jade. It was no, I think it
Yes.
was Catechus was like, "Oh, yeah, why don't we go to a room? Sure, do discussions," being really awkward about the whole thing. And Mercy went with them, and then it turned into a battle. Um,
Yeah.
them thinking that they got rid of Jade. Like they're like, "Oh, check, that's one of her people," but they didn't realize that,
Yeah.
you know, she essentially became like mist and was able to kind of seep through the cracks on the floor and was able to find her way to her coffin or her casket and regenerate
Mm-hmm.
there. So they didn't have any
Mm-hmm.
idea. You all didn't have any idea until way down later in the campaign that she never died. And
Yep.
then,
Yep.
um,
And I remember too the way that at least the board, how we kind of set up the room or whatever, it was like as when you walk in, so like essentially when we first walked in and Sherry was flirting with the and Catechus and stuff like that, or they were, it's like if you walk, let's say like where I am as the entrance, if you walk in, they were over here, I posted myself over here, and then Mercy was just like somewhere
she was just
around
kind
there
of
too.
wandering around. I think if
Yeah.
anybody was probably the biggest liability in that room, it would have probably been Mercy because she was very much
Mm-hmm.
in the mindset of my daggers are thirsting and I want to like
Mm-hmm.
somebody.
Kill, kill, kill. Yep. Yep.
So then trying to think what happened next. I think it was the actual wedding. Um, and you guys got a chance to watch it, still kind of disguised. And at one point, Crimson is staring at Catechus, and you guys are kind of
Mm-hmm.
like not sweating bullets, but are just kind of like, okay, this is kind of a difficult moment. And I remember at one
Yeah.
point, in true Fahad fashion, just being like, just flipping Crimson off. I mean, he was flipping me off, and he's sitting in that little corner,
He did
and he just goes,
incredible.
yeah, he just goes, I do one of these really quick. And she actually noticed and she smiled. She thinks it's the funniest shit ever. Um,
God, I
but
forgot about that. That's
yeah,
funny. We all burst out laughing when he did that.
like he always has to tell me
Oh,
too. He's like, it's not you, Kay. It's not you. It's just the character. It's just the
yeah,
character. And I'm like,
yeah,
I know.
yeah,
I know it's not
yeah.
me. God, I hope not. So,
Yeah.
I think what everybody the human families that aren't vampires kind of get shuffled out. I think most people get shuffled out into a separate
Yes.
room. Um, and it essentially happens where the bride and the groom get consumed. Um, you guys end up then
We
looking.
fought some guards in that room too.
Mhm. Okay, yeah, yeah, that's
Okay.
true. Maybe not yet. Was it afterwards? Because I know you guys fought quite a few.
Like, oh, you mean like after when we were trying to get out after the maze and all that stuff?
Yeah,
Was it
yeah, yeah.
after that or was it
Yeah.
before the maze? Okay, maybe it was after the maze.
Because I think you
Maybe
guys
it
were
was
still
after the
trying
maze.
to stay incognito.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right.
But then you
I
guys
think
did
you're right.
end up going to the maze. Um,
Mhm. Mhm.
and what was it? I can't remember fully how you guys got into the maze, but you did end up being like separated. And
Yes.
I spent
Yes.
a long time on this maze too. So the way that it was broken
Right.
apart was that you all were separated. Mercy was in that middle room that Cheery
Mhm.
had first been, not
Mhm.
knowing what was going on. And then the rest of you were in four different hallways that led to different puzzles and different pieces to kind of help each other out. So it was very much like a teamwork kind of thing. And I built it that way. It took me a long time because I built it that way. I was like, okay, what's the next thing I can do here? What's the next thing I can do here? And trying to make sure everybody had a chance to like take turns doing something. Um,
Right.
so like think you were kind of in the Behavior area,
Mhm. Yep.
which involved a lot of music playing.
Yes.
I actually still have the like
Do you
little
still have the
notes.
notes? The
Yes.
notes? Yeah.
Yep. Yep. To
Yep.
help a friend in need. It's just I
Yep.
took popular songs. To help a friend in need is I've got friends in low places.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
this one might be the Last of Us theme song.
Okay. And I wouldn't have known that at the time, but I think you had to
Or
help
it
me
could
with
have
that one. Or
been
one of you did.
this one. I can't remember. I just feel like it would
I
be
don't
the
remember.
one
Yeah.
that says reveal me. And then I had like different
Yeah.
pieces where um I do still have some of
Do you
these
re-
pieces.
wait. Do you remember though? What did I download or have? What, or you gave it to me? A keyboard on my phone, and then I was sitting there playing on my phone.
You got so excited too. You were like, "Is it because I can play on the piano?" And I was like,
Playing the piano. Well, I think that well, when once we explain more about the maze, you kind of like keyed in on all of our different strengths
"Mhm.
as people, or like ourselves, like myself and Nathan and Fahad and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
like, I thought it was the funniest thing to put Mercy in the center. It was my very plan from the beginning. Because if anybody would have had a hard time like trying to communicate with each other, it's Mercy and anybody. So it was a lot of
Yes.
like a lot of her screaming into this like cone that essentially feeds into
Like,
like a tube. Yeah.
and it's up above, and she's so
I
short, and
know.
her character is so short. She's trying to
I
like,
know. She's yelling too. She was like,
she's like yelling, and then Tasha herself had to realize that she had to like yell. It's so funny.
it was really
There were a lot
great.
of good laughs when we were doing that.
Yeah. Like I did a you guys, to be honest, are really good at puzzle solving too. Like you guys are a really good group at solving because I think I did like a Wordle kind of thing where it was essentially trying to guess what it was.
Hmm.
And it was
Yep.
Maillard. There was like an unscramble, which I mean, knowing the gods,
Yep.
then you guys were able to
Yasmar
be
3.
like,
Yeah.
oh, that's Yasmar 3. Um,
I can see it. Like, I literally, as soon as you pull it up, I'm like, there's a
yeah,
Y there, and
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
Yasmar 3.
I can't remember what this one was, but I do have like my outline of it. So like there were a lot of portrait puzzles and stuff. Like
Yes.
Cheery had to figure out a portrait puzzle that looked to be the like beginning of Yasmar 3 and Malar's relationship and how it went through. It was like very it starts with it being very um with them being at each other's heads because they didn't know who each other was. They
Yeah.
thought they were both enemies. And then later on, like something about them being reintroduced again, up until the point that it was kind of this like very very loving moment between them.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
then it ended up her being pregnant and alone. Which
Mm-hmm.
later on a note was found that was just like, I I have somewhere in here what the note had said, but there was
Excuse
pictures
me.
of it. Um, like there was like a puzzle piece essentially where you guys were getting different pieces and having to put it
Yeah.
together. So
Yeah.
that was
Yep.
cool because you guys it wasn't that all those puzzle pieces were in one set of hallway. It was like Mercy had to go ahead and take them from like a little slit in a door and then bring them over to the other person. So it was a lot of Mercy, Mercy,
Yep.
yeah, it was just a lot of that.
Yep.
I mean, it was
Yep.
Antasha having to go, not literally, but her character having to go
Our
running
character.
around through this
Yeah.
room.
Right.
Remus was in more of a Meridia themed hallway, which his
Mm-hmm.
wasn't as
Mm-hmm.
complex. I think I had you guys kind of help out with that, just
Yeah.
because, we don't have anyone playing Remus.
Otherwise, you'd have to play it, and you already know how it
Oh
works.
my gosh, what do you know? I got it, you
Oh my
guys. I'm
god,
so smart.
I've got it like this.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, the letter that he had sent her said, "I do not apologize for leaving and abandoning you and the child. I never wanted to this to happen. It's an abomination as a creature made partly of you and partly of me. It shouldn't exist. We both want the purest of bloods when it comes to our creatures, and this cannot be in either of our worlds. She might be ours, but I cannot let her exist in my realm. If what you say is true, we can't let her live freely. She'll destroy our plans, regardless of who wins. I know where we could hide her. There's a massive forest in the humanoid world, and then all the pieces slowly are being brought together to kind of basically say these two got together, had this child. The child was Edrite. Edrite's feral, destroying places, put him in
Hmm.
that forest that Catechus is from. And then talking
Yeah.
about how there are two amulets that basically go ahead and hold her power, and to
Yep.
keep it far away from each other and far away from her. Um, and then what was it? Catechus was with Anubis, and they were both kind of helping to solve things. And so at one point, they're
They're
going through
arguing together too.
like father, like son.
Yep. Exactly.
we, the ongoing joke that Anubis is kind of like the father figure for Catechus, which he's not.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, he's really not. He comes like a father figure to him.
Yeah.
Um,
And the sugar daddy.
and a sugar daddy, yeah. So they end up going into a room that's traumatizing for Catechus because it's like these very lewd portraits of Malar
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Miss Marthry, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, poor Virgin Catechus." And then they end up
Hmm.
going into another room where there's a button in the center, and like Catechus is about to go ahead and kind of look around, and as Anubis was just like, "Oh, what does this button do?" And he's like, "No, no, no, no," and
Yep. Yep.
they end
Yep.
up having to figure out how to get out of there. I think one of them has to take like a were creature potion,
Yeah.
and so
Yes. There was a
Catechus
potion.
decides to do it, and he actually enjoyed it. He was like, "That was fun."
Of course he did.
Steals all the other work, but you guys loot this place too. You're like, "Oh, there's a potion here. Oh, there's a potion there. Oh,
Oh
this
yeah.
is."
No, I have it all like it's all written. I have it all written down on what we took, what we were able to get to, because like each of us in the different rooms, there were like different things that we could get. So I have that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
then
I
there
still have that
was
green drink. I don't think I ever took that green drink. It's still in my inventory.
But yeah, like I was saying earlier, these kept coming up for you guys, and it was just basically essentially saying like there's a passcode, and each of the different lines on
Yep.
that passcode was that letter.
Yep.
That's where we got to
Which is
Edrite.
this? I can't really see it. So essentially, we ended up spelling age right.
Yeah. Let me think what else. There. Yeah, and once you were able to get past through your area, you essentially were able, oh, that's right, there it is, the green drink. You were essentially able to get into the center with Mercy. And
Yes.
you all did. Like I said, you guys were able to do that and did it in such a like quick time too. It was surprising because like I was scared that it was going to be too difficult because I was going on Reddit to kind of see like what are some
Mm.
puzzles people do for this kind of stuff, and people, some people can't be guaranteed for everybody, but they were saying, try not to make it too complex. Like I did this one time and it was too complex for my characters, and so I felt really bad. And it was after I got done doing a lot of it already, and I was like, oh no, oh no. But then you guys did a really nice job. So,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Yeah. Yep. You'll never forget though. I'm literally sitting there on my phone like
Yeah.
like all the and like I'm personally like growing up and playing the piano, I I mean, I know what the notes are, but I'm not the best at like reading sheet music now as I've gotten older. But figured it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, you guys all don't know this, but Ashley has written her own music when she was learning piano, and still have some of those, don't you?
Yeah, I have, well, okay, I have, there's only one piece that's truly written out on like paper form. Well, minus the little tiny one that I wrote when I was 7 for my parents' anniversary. That's framed in my mom's room.
That's cute.
But everything else was just recorded. But I can only play one piece for some reason.
That's still
But I
such
can
a
listen to
cool
it when
little
I play
fact. I'm like, oh, I'm friends with a composer.
it. Yeah.
So yeah, you guys got out and were able to get back up. But by the time you guys got back up, it was just completely like people weren't alive anymore.
Chaos.
Yeah, it was just
No.
blood. And like the way that I had decided, because I didn't want to be like, I'm gonna have like a sick little head and decide that there's gonna be a bunch of different babies and stuff. Like I was like, okay, well, maybe, I let the dice decide. So like
Mm-hmm.
I let the dice decide that there were 43 dead bodies sprawled about. Um, 15 of them were some of the humans, like the chefs or the caterers or the people just helping out with the festivities. Uh, the two were bride and groom, four their parents, and then we had younger siblings of bride, ages 14, a year old, 9-year old, and 16-year old. Um, four younger siblings of the groom, 7-year old, 17-year old, 3-year old, and 12-year old. And then there were three elderly, four other children, and seven adults. And I think what, because I talked with Fahad about this because he got like really tense in that moment, and
Mm-hmm.
Catechus was just pissed. And I remember when I talked with him about it, he was like, I think Catechus seeing these innocent bodies, but then also seeing the children, and then seeing the baby, that year old baby, made him just
Mm-hmm.
not be okay with what was happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, I said, that's perfectly fair. In a way, that should go ahead and, like, if your characters
Trigger
are,
him.
yeah,
Trigger you. Yeah.
trigger you guys.
Yeah.
Like I said, I didn't choose any of that. I just rolled the dice, to be honest, because I didn't feel comfortable deciding that I'm gonna have like babies in the midst of that. Um, and so yeah, that was kind of, even for me, I'm like, that's a little upsetting. Um, so then you guys go into the throne room where she's waiting with her guard
Yeah.
Seraphina. Um, and basically, she goes ahead and talks with you. Is trying to make a deal with you all. Um, which,
Which Mercy is more than willing to make deals. No.
well, that's the funny
But
thing
the rest
is,
of us are like, no.
yeah, I would have thought like Mercy would have been like, hey, let's make a deal. But she was like, why do I want to make a deal with you? And it was like, oh, I
Yeah.
thought you wanted to be her best friend here. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But she's just very much that way. Just like, oh, I'll say things, but I'm not gonna actually do these things.
Right,
Um,
right.
so she does talk with you all about Edrite, and goes ahead and mentions a couple of places that you can find amulets. She mentions
Yep.
Amulet of Edrite down in the southern part of the world. And then she mentions
Mm-hmm.
the Amulet of Malar, which is near Adina Leto. They would need
Right.
to take a portal, or that's what I have written down. You guys would need to take a portal, uh, and let's see. I think
Sorry, I'm just thinking about what happens when we go into the portal. We'll get there. Okay, go
okay.
ahead.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh no, I can't forget that
Are you
either.
missing animus things? Are you missing animus?
But
Okay.
it was funny because the night that we did this, um, we ended up doing it on a school night because we were like, let's get this done on a
Mm-hmm.
school night, you guys. I think we were about to go on a break or something, and we wanted to get a
Mm-hmm.
session in. And I remember you were there for the beginning part, but then you had to leave because you weren't feeling well. So it was just
Yep.
me and Catechus and Cheery and Mercy. Um, and so basically, she offered you guys money, and Seraphina had the money. And so Catechus and Mercy and Cheery are just like yelling at her and everything, and she can't keep her composure, and she just gets upset and starts yelling at them. So then they start attacking, which there were six vampires in the main entryway. So she yells out saying that she needs reinforcements. So they all come in. People who know vampires know that even like a basic vampire has a legendary action. So this was like Seraphina, vampire guard, like not the head guard, but one of the main guards, and then other vampires
Mm-hmm.
within. Um, and I think just to kind of help with the time I had Fahad do Anubis's like stats and stuff, so he was going through just getting stuff done. And I remember he was like, my gosh, this guy has like the best spells. He was like, I'm gonna have fun with this. So I know Fahad had a good night with that, but it was just so funny because we were all so like delirious because we just got done working that day and we're so delirious, we're so tired, and we're just like this. Like Aunt Tasha especially, she's like, this fight keeps on going. I don't know what's happening. She was like giggling the whole time. Like we were all kind of laughing and everything. Um, but they were it. I think because you weren't there, Remus and Alicia kept getting like charmed by the vampires, so there wasn't
Right.
really much that
Yep.
could be done. And so then everybody else was having to kind of fight. It was a long battle. It was like a 2-3 hour battle, and it was amongst teachers who were like, I just want to go to bed right now. And
Go to the bed. Yeah.
you know that feeling, yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, so then by the time they finished, uh, Anubis had used Disintegrate on Seraphina, and it was
Right, because she
successful.
was dead.
Yeah, she turned into ash. And we were like, okay, battle's over, let's end it tonight. So
Yeah.
so the next time when you guys meet, uh Cheery expecting to get the money because it was a good chunk of money. It was, I think it was like
Mm-hmm.
400 or 8 to 800 golds worth of money. And she had it the
Mm-hmm.
whole time during the battle. And so Cheery was like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and loot her body, and do I find the money? And I go, no, it's
No.
Ash. And he was like, oh, god damn it. So,
Protect her during the battle.
yeah. But then you guys go to the portal. Which portal do you guys choose?
We ended up going into hold on, for Adina.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but So Remus was going to go home,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And Annabeth was going to leave too, or something like
Yeah.
that, and somehow they both got sucked into the portal.
Somehow is also named Catechus.
I know. I can't remember if it was Catechus or if it was like
It
basically
was,
like.
he was just like, he was kind of like, oh, go say goodbye to like Elise or something like that. And then you can come back
Yeah,
out. And then,
yeah,
yeah, and then I think because something was happening where some of the vampires were coming to get you guys. And so, like,
yeah.
Catechus was like, hey, do you want to come say goodbye, Annabis? Like, all this stuff. Annabis was like, oh, sure, yeah. And he was like, cool, shove. And he shoves him in there. And then he goes ahead and goes in there too.
And then they're with us for quite a while.
Hmm.
So.
Yeah.
But we ended up in the house where Crimson Bride's mom is sleeping.
She's a very fragile old lady, too. Very fragile
The,
old lady. Because remember,
wasn't Jerry trying to like
oh yeah, Cheery
who
went
tries
to
to
go
like
like, I think he was trying to go loot some like jewelry off of her, and she was
oh
like,
that's great. That's right.
"Oh, oh, is that you, my love?" And he's like, yeah, it's totally
Yeah,
me." And she like was latched on. He was like, let go."
Yeah, the house is on a cliff that overlooks a town. That's
Hmm.
Adinalita. So
I think Mercy
yep.
and Fahad, or Mercy and Catechus, kind of got into a little bit of a tift, um,
Mm-hmm.
because he went to go scout things out as like an eagle or like some kind of a bird. If I
Yep.
remember, I think it was an eagle.
Yep.
And she was going ahead and just kind of like messing around, and she shot an arrow at him and it hit him. Well, the first time it didn't, but then the second time it did hit. And he like later on when you guys met up with him, you guys went down the stairs, ran into the great 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 grandson. Um,
Oh yeah. Who like freaks out on us.
yeah. I think you and Remus kind of scared him, to be honest. You were just like, get the fuck out of
Yeah,
my
we did.
way. Yeah.
Get the book out.
So yeah, you guys got out, met up with Catechus, and he was like, who was the one that went ahead and hit me with an arrow? Mercy was like, guilty. So I think like he did something to her later on. I think he might have, as a bird,
Yeah.
just like let crap fall on her. So I think
Right.
he took a
Yeah,
shit on
or
her because he
something.
was just like that.
Oh yeah.
That pissed me off.
I wrote down a name here. It says Adinalito dash and then it says Aurora Keshin.
Let me see. I'm looking at my notes for Adina Lido.
Aheshen. It's Aurora Keshin. It says, and then there's another dash that says more affiliation with dragons.
Affiliation with dragons.
My notes were kind of
Um,
sparse all this part.
let's see. I don't think I have anything on here.
I don't know
Where's
what
the
that is.
affliction of lycanthrope?
Well,
Um,
maybe it's not important.
maybe. I know one thing I did forget to mention is you guys did get a sending message from Vanuatu, basically saying that Seer
Okay.
had turned and attacked some people, and you guys were like, "Oh
Mm-hmm.
shit, we still have to take care of that situation."
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, so you guys had the choice of when you went through the portal, Adinalito, oh yeah, Adinalito or Resvan, which Adinalito is obviously like a place that used to be so well known. It's kind of just started to go down a bit. I think you guys spent the night, um, and then went shopping.
Oh wait, so yeah, we go to the Alito Inn,
Hmm.
um, and then and then Enrid is the owner of the perfumed tavern, and we went shopping. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, the tavern, the perfumed Hound Hall.
Oh yeah. Well, no, I put perfumed tavern. Okay, whatever. That's
I
fine.
think you had joined us for the shopping episode. You had joined us on like WeChat video call. because we were
Probably.
in my classroom.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
Okay. Because I
So
was here. I was already here.
this is where you all
Yeah.
learned about how like they'll have a weekly kind of underground fight club kind of a thing, but it's people take
Oh yeah.
like where creature lycanthropy potions, and they see what creature
Yep.
they come out as, and then they just fight each other that way.
Okay. Sorry, I'm gonna go back for a second.
Yes, of course.
I also have Gramsby underlined. I know we're not there yet, but that's where Aurora is. Aurora's in Gramsby, not in
Hmm.
Dialito.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Okay,
you're
so yes,
fine.
because I wrote down fight for mercy. The next fight.
Yeah. Well, it was a couple nights, so you guys stayed there for a couple of days before going ahead
Yeah.
and taking part in that fight. Um, so there was a bit of
There's a
shopping that was
pattern in
done.
the response.
This is where you got what for Catechus? Do you remember what you got made for him?
Oh, the cloak. The
Yes.
cloak. I put $50, a 50 silver bluish cloak for when Catechus is naked, and I circled it.
And everybody got a chance to get some like updates. I think around this time was when Nathan was starting to multi-class as an artificer, so he was getting all sorts of different kinds of junk and stuff to kind of use
Yep.
um, to go ahead and create his creations. Uh, Nancy not
Mm-hmm.
yet created. I don't think he made her until
Mm-hmm.
Gramsby. Um, but
Okay.
yeah, there was some shopping that was done, and then there was the Were Creature Underground Fight Club, which was fun.
Yep.
That was a lot of fun.
Yep.
Um, so basically, what I did was I went ahead and chose like 10 different types of weird creatures for her to go ahead and become, and then deciding who would be the ones that she would go up against. Um, let me see if I remember. I didn't mark it down. Uh, if oh, she ended up being a were dragon.
Mm-hmm.
So she ended up becoming a were dragon, going up against a were shark, and I believe a were bear or were owl bear. I can't remember.
I don't remember either. I didn't write it down.
But it was a pretty close fight, and I think what the other characters got really hammered off of this fight too. Especially Anubis.
Oh
This
yes.
Anubis was
Yes.
super drunk. He was super drunk and getting
Yeah.
into it. You guys gambled too on Mercy. And then this is where you all meet is Vel with the jail nails.
Yeah. Fell the child day. So funny.
Also one of
By the
the
way, Ian says hi. Sorry. He was just messing.
so Vel with the gel nails is one of the members of the Wizard Council. She is a changeling, and one of the reasons that they call her Vel with the gel nails is no matter what she transforms into, she's always got like gel nails on. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Velvet the child nails. I think
yeah,
I even wrote that down.
that was such a fun one. I was like, that's going in. Um,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah, you guys end up going ahead, finishing
Yep.
that up.
Yep. I did, and I put quotes around it too. I put, where is it? It's right here, like a bell. You can't really see it, but like it says "Bell with the gel nails" with quotes around it.
And then
Oh man.
you guys leave for Gramsby, and on your way there, you do come across what looks to be a grizzled kind of scene, some dead tieflings, and a little boy who was in like the bushes was part of this family that got killed.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, that was Art.
Wait,
Art was his name.
hold on a second. Myth of, hold
No,
on.
I'm sorry, he was a tabaxi. He
Background.
was a tabaxi.
Where did I wrote down this whole thing. I have a bunch of different notes. I don't know if this is in Gramsby or if it's still in Adinalito where it says the Temple of Yasmar 3.
Yes, that's in
Um,
Adinalito.
okay, I'm gonna write that down. Because we meet a priestess. We hear about the Countess's family, Countess Elise, all that stuff. Okay, Adinalito.
Yeah, I don't think Catechus stayed very long. He was really uncomfortable in that temple.
Yeah, he was. Old lady is grandmother of Sir Rufus. Oh,
That's the great great grandson is
her
Rufus.
grandson, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
okay, okay. Can I put question mark? Question mark. Okay.
All
Oh,
right. So yeah, Gramsby. Um,
oh, great great grandson of the mom of Crimson Bride.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Countess Elise. I think we forgot to mention this. In the maze, it is mentioned that Countess Elise is the one who ends up going ahead and taking immortality, not really specifying that, she also wanted to look young, but just ended up aging. And so, I mean, she is very fragile, very old looking. I mean, it's just, she can't really do much. She's bedridden. And
Mm-hmm.
she's the one that did give birth to Crimson. Oh no.
Okay. So I wrote down all my Aurora notes. Okay, that's all good. Then I have notes about all the stuff we got from an apothecary. And then the next thing I write is, we have a goat now, friend. Do you remember the goat?
No.
We had a goat for not very long. I think we left it. We had a goat. We named it Friend.
Oh, poor Fred. Where'd
We
you guys
did.
leave it?
Yeah,
I do not remember Fred
I
the goat.
swear.
Mark him
And
down.
then we said we go out of Adinalito and into a mountainous region heading towards Granby. And then that's all that I have about the goat. We have a goat now, Friend. I think we just leave it somewhere.
And maybe
Or
you
it runs
guys,
off or
yeah, maybe
something.
you guys took it into Gramsby and they just took it upon themselves. Um,
Yeah, yeah, maybe. And then art. Yeah, then I have the art stuff here. But anyways, yeah, like literally, we have a goat now.
so yeah, you guys took Art into Gramsby because he's from Gramsby.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where you guys are getting like a big mystery. This is the next big thing that you guys go through is kind of detective work, helping solve a mystery that's happening to this town. Um,
Yep.
and bit interesting because I think you guys get there and then I can't remember if you guys
Mhm.
split up and
Yeah.
started exploring, but you guys went into the hotel to the inn.
Yeah. Oh, and so I wasn't there for the guy with the lisp. I remember that. I
Oh,
wasn't there for that.
yes.
I mean,
Yes.
me personally, Ashley. There.
No, you weren't. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Nathan loved him. He was just like dying. He was like, he's the best.
Yeah, I wasn't there for that.
But one thing about this town is as I was coming up, oh gosh, what?
No, keep going. I'll say
Oh,
it
as
later
I was
if we
coming
get
up
there.
with names, I was literally coming up with the most normal names that you guys could pronounce. Everybody had
Yep.
normal names because I was like, you know what? Let's see if these motherfuckers notice this name. Always bitching about the names I tell them. I say that out of jest because I don't mean it. Um, it's just it was one of those
Yeah,
things
Sarah
that
and Amanda, the cards.
every
Sarah
every
and Amanda. Okay.
every town has its little
After having,
quirks. So for me, it was they all have like these normal names.
right, right.
So
Yeah, Mayor Paul.
Mayor what? Paul?
Oh my God. Mayor Paul
The
and his daughters, Molly and Greta, like the most normal names
yeah.
ever.
Yeah, what was it? Um where's the inn? Where's the Yeah, the Comforts Inn. Comforts. Keep in mind, I said
Yes, yes.
comforts. The Comforts Inn, which is run by two dwarfs, one named Aaron, who spells it AA, and one named Aaron, who spells it E. So
Yep.
yeah, so there's all sorts of different characters. Like the Apothecary is run by Derek, a tabaxi. Um, Tina and Luis run the equipment and weapons store.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think. Bradley is the guy who has the lisp. He's the
Yes.
17-year-old that runs this black market shop.
Yep.
And he has a lisp.
Bradley.
He's very young. He has a lisp. Um, he's just so. I loved playing him too because he was just kind of like this matter-of-factly kind of person. There was one thing that it was a 17 key ring. Each key has a 5% chance of working. Once a key has opened something, it's useless. So and Tasha, as Mercy, was like, "How do you know these work? Like, how is it that these keys can open up something?" And like I looked at her, and as Bradley had just responded, because there used to be 18 keys. She was just like, "Well, you got me there." so so yeah, it was all these different things that he had. It was just like useful-ish kind of crap, but it wasn't anything that you guys would have found like super useful. Like there
Mhm.
was a thing called a sphere of great divination, and it essentially worked like a magic 8 ball.
Oh, but they didn't take it?
No, they didn't take it. They're like, this is where the griffin eggs come in.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So the
God,
griffin eggs
it
that
was so.
apparently a couple of you still have in bags.
I still have mine. I'm just gonna toss it.
Yeah. Um,
I'll feed it to Edra. Edra can have it.
so trying to think. You guys kind of separate, kind of
uh,
look around. I think, let me see. Cheery kind
they're,
of.
they're, worship, they're worshippers and disciples of Philenia.
Mm-hmm,
There's two temples.
mm-hmm.
Um, Cherry shags Aurora and Belle with the shell nails.
You what?
That's what I was laughing at before. Cherry shagged Aurora and Belle with the gel nails.
Oh yeah. So after you guys get done exploring, you're pretty much getting the chance to go to the mayor's house, which this mayor,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I don't think you were here for when this was happening when you guys all met the mayors. Um,
Oh, I was there. I was there because I have it all written down.
but then you had
Because we had
left.
dinner.
You had to go leave a little bit because I
Oh.
was left with Fahad and Nathan, which those two are the most chaotic when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
two players being together. But yeah, so like Cheery goes ahead. He does get with Vel with the gel nails and Aurora, who gets introduced.
Yep.
Aurora is also part of the Wizard Council. She is a fire genasi. Um, and he not only has this threesome once, he is with them for a total of 3 times. And they're at the guest house. And basically, the way that I did it was so Anubis and Catechus and Mercy are essentially watching this all play out. Like I think you and Remus took
Mm-hmm.
like a nap or something. You guys were a little bit tired. I don't know, took a nap. So then they went to go see the mayor a little bit early. The mayor, anytime the first time you guys encounter this mayor, you had to do a charisma saving throw because he was just one of those like people that just can get people like just exudes charm. He just has that
Yeah.
vibe.
Yeah.
So, and it was so funny because
Yep.
all the women saved, all the men did not. Anubis got a nat one,
No,
so he was hardcore crushing on this guy. He was like, "Oh
yeah.
my gosh, you're so."
I was there for that. I was there for that. Yep.
And
I
then
was there
I
for that.
think what Catechus was like, "Wow, his muscles are like, look at his muscles, his muscles."
Yeah.
Lucy was like, What is wrong with you guys?"
Because I put that he's a hunky halfling.
Yeah, he was a He was a hunky halfling for sure. And then I think what ended up happening was um, this guest home that was near the mayor's home, they were all watching it play out through the window. They could see like not the Cheery and all of them getting together and stuff, but they could see like smoke
Mhm.
coming out of the chimney and all this stuff. And you and Remus start passing by. And being the heroics that you are and being like, what's going on in there? There's a fire. We need to go in there. You guys run in and both catch Cheery in the act with Aurora and Vel, and you guys are traumatized. Like, the next thing I
Yep.
describe is like them watching you guys come out, and you're like, oh, like Phoebe in
Oh my God. Oh my God. Yep. That's
So
what we
yeah.
did.
So
Yep.
then you guys do get to dinner, meet the mayor. You again, you save. Remus is like, wow, this guy is like jacked. I want to know how I could get jacked like him and everything. Like the
Yeah.
men are just like fawning over, like, whoa. He's
Mhm.
like even though like Catechus and Remus and Cheery are all like straight, they were like just admiring him as like a man, just like his muscles and everything. Like he seems so cool. I want to get to know him. Um, and you guys have dinner and you
Yep.
guys meet.
Oh, wait, wait. Do you remember what Mercy does?
What does Mercy do? I forgot. What does Mercy do?
Mercy, Mercy cuts so the mayor has two daughters, Molly and Greta. Molly's 15, and Greta is 5, and Mercy cuts a piece of Molly's hair.
That's right. Because the one
Mhm.
was basically like a teenager, the other one was like a little girl.
Yeah, and the teenager was kind of being bratty,
Yeah,
so she cut her hair.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And yeah,
yeah. And then she runs off.
yes.
Molly runs off. Yeah.
And then you guys have a special guest that shows up,
Gazrold.
Gezrald, who is just not a
A
very
mercenary.
pleasant person. Even Mercy is like, "Oh, you are not you do not have any manners." Blah blah blah. Like they start butting
No,
heads
no,
immediately.
no.
Um, and
Yep.
then it's at
Good reason.
this point, who do you all see, or who more so sees who's on a like a cliff?
Who notices him first? I don't know who notices him first, but Talarion, the
Solarian,
blue
yeah,
dragon,
who is
off in the distance. Like we kind of like look out. There's like a window or something, and one of us clocks it and like sees that there's a blue dragon outside on the
yeah,
cliff.
yeah.
Yep.
And the blue dragon is chained. Uh, I think
Yep.
who is it? Catechus tries to go after, and Mercy at this point I think
Yes.
notices, and she gets pissed. She gets really
Mhm.
pissed. So this is
Mhm.
where this kind of like chase slash battle begins. Um,
Yeah.
and basically, Catechus tries to get to Talarion to try to speak with him.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
and there's a whole chase going on. I think he does get to Talarion.
He
And
does because I put Catechus talks to the blue dragon, Talarion.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And as he's talking, he realizes the apple does not fall far from the tree.
Yeah. And who it is,
He's like,
and who it's
oh,
related to.
yeah, I guess you really are her father then, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Not biologically, but
Yep.
she was raised by
Oh, and
Teleri.
this is around the time that Annabis gives Catechus the magic carpet.
Yes, that's
Because
right.
we have so that we eventually we can all get up to the top of
Yeah,
that. Because it's not like a
yeah,
little cliff. It's like you have to really get up there.
yeah. Well, think what happens is, yeah. So that chase that happens, going back to that chase, basically you guys are trying to take down Gezrald. Shiri is actually
Hmm.
able to kind of snatch a key off of him. Um, and who was it? I think it was Vel who put some kind of like wall around him, a magical wall,
Yes.
and they
Yes.
basically take him.
Yes.
That doesn't make Mercy happy at all because she's like,
No.
really, what he did, he deserves to die.
Yeah. Oh, this is kind of where we learn that, like, why Talarian, why Gazrald has Talarion. So,
Hmm.
Gazrald believes that two boys who he was training had been killed by a blue dragon, and they believe that Talarion was the one that he believed that Talarion was the one that killed the kids, and that is why he is was that is why Gazrald captured Talarion and chained him up.
Yeah, and
Thoughtfully,
um, and one thing too, it kind of ties in with what's going on within the town too, because they're having like these kinds of different murders. Like some of them are described
mm-hmm.
differently than others. Like it's like some of them are described as like a group, but then some of them are described. And this, I think this is when Twiggy gets born. This is
Was
when
it this time?
Twiggy, yes, because he has Twiggy go look for some kind of creature and come back to him and tell him what he saw. This is yeah, because he takes the
Uh,
twig from that. There's a willow tree that's made up of like catnip, and he uses like a little bit of
okay,
a branch of
that's right.
that to
Yep.
make it come alive. This is where Twiggy comes
Yep.
alive. Oh,
Yep. 'Cause I put Catechus summons a branch he sent out to scout. Yep.
hmm, yeah. So this is about where we could
Oh, and
probably.
remember, I noticed there's a priestess. It was just the time around the time when, so like when that whole thing is happening and we've captured Gazrald or what all that stuff is happening. There's a is it doesn't somebody like a commoner or somebody like run by and they're like ah and then they like run away or something like that. I thought that happened at this time too.
I think. Are
And
you
then
talking
I
about
also wrote
this?
down I noticed priestess looking to be in a hurry. I also wrote that down. But anyways, I don't know.
I know that there were some buildup of like common, like the people in the town were coming to see what exactly was going on because I mean it was a big kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
spectacle. There was all sorts of magic being used and um but yeah, there is the priestess Vanessa that
yep,
Cheery gets with.
yep. Oh yeah, and then he decides to sleep all day.
That's right. So she
Yeah.
ends up being a virgin. Um
Yes.
and uh, yeah, this was a pretty. He slept all day because he was really busy. He had exhausted himself. Let's just say he exhausted himself.
Right, right.
But she was she was the
So
priestess for the temple of one of Felinia's, Gatalia is what it
yeah,
went to.
yeah, yeah,
Um, but yeah, then I think the next day is when you guys start going ahead and kind of trying to figure out some things with this whole town and the mystery of it and what to do. Um, which is
yeah.
probably a good place to stop. It's been about an hour.
Yep,
Okay.
yep. I'm good with it.
All right. Well, I know we say this constantly, but we plan on trying to have something next weekend. It just, Fahad can't say he's going to someplace in Europe, which I envy him. You know,
Yeah,
he had a really nice summer,
yeah,
it sounds like.
yeah.
Um,
He did. He did. He did.
so
Did
so
a lot of
yeah,
shopping.
hopefully we can get him on here and we can get you and Julia too as well. So then that way we can go ahead and see what's happening because, like I said, Crimson has the amulets, and you guys are in
Yeah, yeah.
Cadagus's hometown.
Rural. Yeah, his town.
So,
Yep.
so pretty much everybody's back in China except for Ashley. She's in the States, but that's okay.
Working hard.
Yeah, I bet. I bet. So yeah, we'll go ahead. Our aim is probably for Saturday morning or Saturday night, uh,
Okay.
our time, like Beijing time.
Your time. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, so hopefully we can get that going. Um, hopefully this is helping to bring up more information because we are also getting close to when Coral joins the group too. It's getting close to that.
Yeah.
So that'll be exciting.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. Well then, thanks for watching. Like I said, I hope we have something next week and we will end